And we are live tonight from the Outer Rim in what is another gorgeous night. And guys, we are back in action with more positivity. Yes, I have a baby Wampa down here, and she is looking for attention. But Hall, I will tell you, we cannot focus on baby Wampa. We have to talk about the Poe kit and the state of the galaxy. This is the ZNN News Network. Yes, it is zero negativity news. You guys have shown me in 2020. You guys love the positivity. You love the optimism. And I am bringing it back to them holotables, baby. CG is back alive. And this shit's like My Little Pony, yo. It's going to be great. Here we go, guys. Let's hit it, baby. All right, guys, as always, if you like and enjoy my content, do hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and I do appreciate it. It is the State of the Galaxy January 2020 edition, coming in from the live producers, CG Top Hat. He is from the SWGOH development team. He says, hi, Holotable Heroes. The year is 2020, and we have another exciting year of Galaxy of Heroes planned for you. Yes, you. We're back from the holidays and want to briefly discuss Galactic Legends, some additional content in the next 2 months, and address some persistent tech problems. All right, we're starting off with Galactic Legends here. Let's see what rays of sunshine we can extract from this. Shortly before the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, we unveiled a new type of character. Not a new character, new type of character. The Galactic Legend. We know you've been asking when, where, what, and how, so we're going to start pulling back the curtain. About time, all right? This was supposed to come out in December, but we're positive here. We're happy it's coming out, hopefully in January. The Galactic Legends will be both a new type of character and a new type of event with a very different structure than previous events. Over the next 2 months, we will be gradually revealing the units required to activate the event. In March, the last batch of requirements will be revealed, and later that month, the events will become playable. One more thing to mention here is that Galactic Legends will be 7-star unlocks. There you go. That is the first sunshine, first bit of rainbow there. 7-star unlocks. They've listened to the community enough with this Get One nonsense. Bravo, CG. Thank you for listening to us and making the change from 5-star to 7-star. Guys like me love to spend their Get One on gear. Now that Malik and Sky Guy are done, we don't ever want to see that come back. Thank you for doing that. Here we go, guys. We will be revealing more about the event itself and the new Rey and Kylo units at the end of the month. Stay tuned for more information. So if I had to guess here, guys, I imagine we're going to see the back half of the Rise of Skywalker characters be requirements for these Galactic Legends events. Now, I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I just want to be clear, guys. What I'm thinking here is they want to separate the whales, the spenders, from the free-to-play, and this is a way of doing that, making those hard requirements, whether they're marquee releases, however it may be, those are going to be required to get the Galactic Legends Rey and Kylo. And I'm fine with that as long as there's some sort of counter that exists to basically combat those sort of things. So, bravo, we're moving on here. We're finishing out Rise of Skywalker, and let's see what else they got coming with upcoming releases here. We will continue our Star Wars Rise of Skywalker content with the introduction of Resistance Hero Poe later this week. Poe will synergize with inspired allies and introduce a new debuff, Vulnerable. In February, we're going to introduce 2 capital ships from the new trilogy, the Radis and the Finalizer. Okay. And then we've got a very sexy picture of Poe Dameron. I saw on Reddit they were comparing him to Indiana Poe, and I see the comparisons. So some thoughts here before we move on to the next bit of news. I am thinking the new capital ships, it's got to be the Radis was a General Leia ship, General Leia Organa. So it could be either a General Leia release, one of those characters coming out for the new movie, or it could be a Holdo capital ship. I have that purple-haired sex bomb, so I am hopeful it is her and not having to farm up a whole new character in a General Leia. But I'll be happy either way. We need some diversity. We need some love on ships. Again, good work for CG, turning the attention to ships, an underutilized game mode and hopefully improving that meta, because it's very stagnant, it's very stale. I want to say it's been sort of the same meta, two different metas, the Falcon meta and now the Negotiator meta for over a year now. Let's keep it rolling here. We're going to look at bugs. We have two outstanding issues we want to highlight. First, some players / guilds are not getting Wat Tambor or Kiadi shards when completing the special missions in the Republic Offensive or Separatist Might. We believe we've identified the issue and have released a fix 2 weeks ago. We're monitoring to make sure it solves the issue, and if so, we'll start the work of returning missing shards. Okay, so good work here. It has been a problem. I want to say that they promised watch shards. Didn't they promise watch shards for canceling one of the territory battles a while ago? I don't think we ever saw that sort of thing come through. And if people were not getting Kiadi Money shards, I would be furious and very frustrated. So glad to see that they're resolving that. Because basically, if you have the Kiadi Money team, it is a Relic 7 legit whale team, or you have to be incredibly focused as a free-to-play player. Second, we have another bug in the Republic Offensive territory battle that will persist through the next instance. Most notably, Anakin's Starfighter will still be in the platoons when it is also required in the special mission for that phase. The issue will be corrected in the next instance of the event. Fixing the bug while the event goes live causes the bug to persist. Finally, we have a few small description bugs that will be fixed in the next release. Reek's description, Kalani's abilities, etc. So good stuff here, everybody. That's one of the things we've seen before is when they release a new unit, it shows up in platoons. In this situation, we have seen the same bug before where something has been required and it showed up in platoons. So glad they're able to fix that and move on. And then the description releases, I don't know, to me that feels like a little bit of filler content, but good to know that they are keeping an eye on the text abilities and making sure those read appropriately. All right, everybody, not a huge bit of information here, but that's okay. At least it's communication. That's something we haven't had for the past few weeks. Excited about Galactic Legends, although I think I'll be sending both events out unless there's some sort of easier requirements, because I just can't imagine they're going to hand away new characters not without making a little bit of money off them. So I'll probably be sending out First Order for sure, because my First Order is probably the worst faction I have. And then Resistance, I may have a chance, but I'll have to panic farm Rose, and I haven't done that yet if she is indeed required. And I got to speculate, guys. I got to believe that maybe the event's going to be a trilogy-based event where it's going to require characters from every movie for each of those factions, Resistance and First Order. So interesting stuff there, and glad to see they're putting two new capital ships in. Again, long overdue. Glad ships is getting a little bit of a shine. All right, guys, it is Resistance Hero Poe, and I got to tell you, I'm very excited to read this kit because I'm excited for Major Tom, a fan favorite in the hall. Yes, Resistance Trooper Major Tom, to get some new tools in the toolbox. So let's see what we got here. It is Resistance Hero Poe. Light side alignment, attacker resistance, offensive attacker who overpowers his enemies with debilitating effects. And the first one is a basic here of flinching shot. And look at that, veteran smuggler Chewie in the lineup, I believe. It is a vet there. Is that a sign to see that the vets are going to get the resistance tag? That could be wild. That could really shake up the tables. Final text deals special damage to target enemy. If Resistance Hero Poe is inspired, target enemy becomes vulnerable for 1 turn. And vulnerable basically is will be critical hit if able. I wonder if that is unlike Advantage where it just stays up the whole time, like it doesn't cleanse itself. If so, if it's just a 1-turn thing, you can focus fire on a guy and take him down. That's very interesting. I do like that. We'll have to see. Hopefully it does work like that. The next one we have is Optic Onslaught. It's a special one on a 3-turn cooldown. Very cool animation there. Under the Bodhi Rook Scout Trooper binoculars, macro binoculars. Deals special damage to target enemy and inflict daze and stagger for 2 turns. 2 of my favorite debuffs. If Resistance Hero Poe is inspired, he also inflicts 3 damage over time debuffs for 1 turn. So I don't know. Interesting stuff to see damage over time coming into effect here. Again, a very basic kit. This looks very basic and easy to understand. Vulnerable, that's cool. I mean, there's something to be said about these simple kits, guys. Guys like TFP, guys like First Order Executioner, the Death Panda. All right, everybody, Special 2 is called Blaster Bravado. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. A nice little point and flourish there with the pistol. from Poe. Let's read the final text. Deal special damage to target enemy and stun them for 2 turns. If Resistance Hero Poe is inspired, dispel all buffs on them and inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. This ability can't be evaded. Love me some buff immunity. That is absolutely an amazing debuff, one of the best in the game with the amount of variable taunts we see in the current meta, whether it be GK, zombie, that sort of thing. Absolutely fantastic. This ability can't be evaded. So good to see that the stun's going to land. It could be resisted though, so there's about an 85% chance to stun and dispel all buffs on them and inflict buff immunity if inspired. Do like that. Always a fan of buff immunity. Unique 1, Spark of the Resistance here. Final text with the Zeta on this one. If all of Resistance Hero Poe's allies are light side, enemies lose 5% protection whenever they lose a debuff. Whenever inspired allies deal damage to an ally, they also deal bonus damage equal 10% to the target's max health. Max health damage is the new hotness, guys, which can't be evaded. Even better. But here we go, guys. Very interesting here. Before I finish this up, if they're all light side, they lose 5% protection whenever they lose a debuff. Unfortunately, most debuffers, what I'm thinking about here is damage over time, looking very cool with lots of damage over time. But Canderous, Gamorrean Guard, IG-88, Vader, those are all dark side characters. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like that would work here. But we do have some light side damage over time characters and heavy debuffers. Guys like Cassian, like 3PO, very cool stuff here. Jin, this could be interesting. I do like what I'm seeing here with the Zeta. But again, locked into light side, but not locked into resistance only. I do love that. And let's finish this up here, guys. If an enemy critically hits an inspired ally, all buffs are dispelled from that enemy until end of turn. Very, very interesting stuff here. A little bit of a conditional dispel. We haven't seen something like that before. I do like that the kit is very simple, but then you have this cool unique that does a lot of good work here. If Resistance Hero Poe is inspired, when he uses a special ability during his turn, he can inspire another target resistance ally. So Major Tom getting inspired here. You thought he was deadly enough. Can you imagine an inspired Major Tom? So there you go, guys. Do like the kit. Love the simplicity and love seeing more resistance come to the game. Excited to get this guy. I do like him a bit more than Finn, but I imagine they'll work well together. Actually, I bet they'll be pretty synergistic, and when we see what that new Rey has in store, you can only imagine the 3 of them on the battlefield. It could be a potentially new meta. So there you go, guys. Enjoying the updates. I'm glad we heard something from CG. It's exciting to get new news in 2020, our first bit. And Grand Arena returning here on Thursday. Excited to have you all back in the hall and start having fun again. CG, thanks for reaching out to the community. Thank you, everybody, for coming by the hall. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Good night from the Outer Rim.